Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you're watching me from, and it also depends on the time which you're watching this video. So once again, this is George, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel, and I can encourage you to just subscribe to my YouTube channel. So right away, today we'll be doing something on embalming. We'll actually take you through the whole process of embalming. So just to hit the nail on the head, so what is embalming? So basically, embalming is the treatment of dead bodies so as to sterilize it or to protect it from decay. So actually we treat the dead body with chemicals to prevent what we call autolysis and decay of the dead bodies. For preservation, it is generally, you can just say it is generally the preservation of a dead body. Actually, the process of embalming began long time ago, and it can be traced back to Egypt, whereby they wanted to preserve the dead body in its most physical form, so as for it to be attached to the soul. Before you begin the embalming process, the body is washed with a disinfectant solution. The limbs are massaged to relieve you from the stiffening of the joints and the muscles, and any necessary shavings are done. The eyes are closed using glue or plastic eye caps, and you see that sit on the eye and hold the eyelids. The lower jaw is secured by a wireless sewing. So all these things are done prior to the process of embalming, because actually the embalming fluid or the embalming solution, it makes you very stiff. It makes the body very stiff, such that there are no changes that can be made after the fluids are run in your body. So what happens actually, blood from your veins and arteries are displaced using a formaldehyde based solution, and this formaldehyde based solution can sometimes be enriched with methanol, ethanol, phenol, water and dyes, but the most important thing is that it is formaldehyde based solution. So the blood is being displaced from the body by running a formaldehyde based solution in your system. So this formaldehyde based solution is what actually goes and makes the change. So there are actually two processes whereby we can go for the neck area. It is called the stenocervical joint. It is just located just across the cervix, where you just measure it directly in the clavicle bone. Then you go to the stenocervical joint, whereby you'll make a 5 to 6 centimeter incision here for you to look for the carotid artery. So it is the carotid artery that we look for it. So after you have found the carotid artery, you will place a metal bar underneath it. Then you make an incision, a small incision in the artery, to allow you to insert a tube, to the to the artery. This tube, remember, it is what will be used to run the fluid. And as you make an incision in the looking for the artery, just be very careful you avoid blood vessels, because if you find blood vessels and you cut blood vessels, the blood will spill out under pressure. So a thread is tied to the artery. After you insert the tube, you tie a thread both on the upper part and on the lower part. This is basically to hinder the fluid that you are running from coming out from the point you have inserted it. So you tie it tightly, you tie a thread tightly to prevent the backflow of the fluid. So after that, you will let the embalming solution to run in the body, and as it runs, you will actually see the veins are becoming more prominent and they are appearing. The veins will actually be appearing all over the body. This means that the fluid is running in the system, and you can use a machine, or sometimes you can just use an artificial jerrycan, but a machine is the best, because it pumps the formalin into the body under pressure, and it leads to more better embalming results. So after you have run the fluid, you will then now remove the tube and you tie it tight so that the fluid doesn't come out. And after you have removed it, then you go to the last step, which is now sewing the cut that you made. So you will sew the cut that you made using a thread. You sew it evenly. So after that, there are some processes. You can also look for another artery on the lower limb, which you can use. So like I said, local injections is also possible. So you can actually use local injections to inject the formalin into the body. So after that, the bodies are kept in a cold room if available, and they are left there. Or there's also some makeup part that is done to the body. This is just to make it look more appealing and to retain the physical appearance as much as possible. So most people are afraid of dead bodies, and to me, actually, I want to say that yes, I was afraid of dead bodies before, but nowadays I don't really feel afraid of dead bodies. Some people say they see ghosts, but I wouldn't say that ghosts exist. It just depends on your mentality, and it's a good experience. It's a good experience to learn. It's always good to learn. Thank you, and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.